Asante and Chris Sweet. And Asante is a 10-year-old boy with sickle cell anemia, SS type. And Chris Sweet is a grown man. He ain't no little boy anymore. And he used to have sickle cell, and he doesn't have it anymore. And so my son here, he had a couple of questions that he wanted to ask. He's a little nervous about it. But I think it's awesome just to see the both of you here. You represent the sickle cell in terms of, you know, having it and all that means, you know. Yep. And I like to say to people that, yeah, it's a lot of stuff, a lot of pain and that kind of thing. But somebody said one time, people who have to suffer with pain have a special kind of character, a special kind of character that only those kind of folks have, because you have endured some things that those of us who don't have it have not endured. So there's beauty in it as well. There's stuff you get from it. So you represent that, and here Chris Sweet is on the other side, and he has successfully just finished a bone marrow transplant. So Asante, do you want to ask? You can ask that first question. He running for the president of his 5th grade class, so I know he can ask a question here, and it's okay. I know everybody's looking, but go ahead and ask what you want to ask.
What did the transplant feel like?
Well, the transplant was not the hardest thing I've been through, but it was hard in some aspects. But as far as when they gave me the cells and everything like that, that was probably the happiest moment for me, because I knew that once I got out of hospital, I was gonna be feeling a lot better. And there was there pain? Is that probably more of what you want to know? How bad did it hurt? Well, let me tell you. You know how you get when you're sick and you don't feel good and you're having a pain crisis? Nothing close. It's nowhere close to that. So the pain that you might have a little bit from going through the process won't be anywhere close to the pain you have when you have a crisis.
Any other questions or something? I think that was interesting, because we were at a symposium. We all were at the symposium, and somebody on the panel said his son was upstairs and actually had just finished going through the process. Right. And he said he was hurting to see his son hurt because his son was having some pain. And his son said, "Dad, yeah, I mean, I'm having some pain, but it's nothing like sickle cell pain."
No, it's nothing.
And I thought that was like, you know, it gave his father perspective, like, oh, you know, you were going through, you know, but it's not. He said it's nothing like sickle cell pain.
There's very few pains that are like sickle cell pain.
Okay, well, Asante, no other questions that you have? And I would ask you to, as you look at him as a young boy, and you're now a grown man, you know, I know we already talked about this earlier, but would you, I know it's always a personal decision that people have to make for themselves, but as a 10-year-old looking in, what would you have to say to him just about whether or not you think it would be something that would be good for him to look at, for him to be open to? Would you recommend it? Just, you know.
I would think that as a 10-year-old, there's a lot of things you're going to want to do, like play basketball and football and run with your friends, and some of that stuff you're just not able to do. No matter how much you want to do it, like one day you'll feel great, and you'll be like, hey, I can go play, I can have a good time, and then the next day you're down for 3 or 4 days because you did too much. And with the transplant, even though you might be scared about it now, you have to really consider it, because it can change your life to where you don't have to worry about being tired and not being able to go out and play and being stuck in the house and being in the hospital for days on end, you know, because I know hospitals are like the worst place to be. They're no fun. Trust me, I've been there. And I didn't like going to the hospital either. That's probably the worst thing you can say, oh, we got to go to the hospital. No, I don't want to go there. But just consider it, think about it and consider it. You didn't have a chance to go to the symposium and see some of the other kids who've had their transplants already. And there's one young lady that we met at the transplant. She's playing field hockey now on our high school team. So just imagine being able to go out and play on a team with other kids, which now is something you want to do, but you might not be able to because you're sick a lot. So that's the advantages of it. From a kid's perspective, that's the advantages of it, is all of the fun and stuff you're supposed to be able to do as a kid, you want to be able to do it without having that pain that comes up, you know, that sickle pain that comes up. And now there's a chance that you can have all that without the sickle pain.
Okay, well, thank you so much for talking to our baby. We appreciate it, and
No problem.
You don't even understand the weight, even though you know little kids. He don't give you a whole lot, but the weight of your impact, you know, can't even be measured. Because how you can speak to him and how he receives it is far more than anything that we can say. Because we haven't been in you all's shoes, so you know. So I think it's wonderful. So thank you so much, Chris Sweet.
No problem.
Signing out, Chris Sweet. Assigned to my BlackLoveandMarriage.com.